let me speak about the collaboration that we do among military leaders, recognizing, as I say this, that the military advice to our, Tom Lawson's advice to your prime minister, or Nick Houghton's advice to Prime Minister Cameron, or whoever it happens to be, is not always treated with the same sense of urgency that maybe the military leaders would like. And by the way, Tom has never said that to me, but I'm just suggesting to you that at the military level, we actually have those kind of conversations frequently. Let me say this about whether the world is alert to its challenges. So the world is facing two kinds of, this is grossly simplistic, but it'll work for this moment in time. When I look at the security issues facing the globe, you've got some that are related to state actors. So you've got, a rising China. And then, by the way, I'm not one that thinks that a confrontation with China is inevitable. I actually think the opposite. But anyway, you've got a rising China, and that state actor is creating discomfort in its territorial disputes and in its competition, frankly, within the Asia-Pacific sphere. Okay, then you've got an assertive Russia. And I think that actually surprised Europe, frankly. I mean, I think Europe is kind of awakened slowly, but is awakening, maybe, present participle, awakening to what Russia could really mean. And it may not be a direct confrontation with Russia, hopefully will not mean that, but it could mean that this kind of flame of nationalism that has been lit and ethnicity could actually create a security situation that would surprise all of us in Europe. So to the extent that our militaries, our military leaders are alert to state-on-state issues, I'd say with a pretty high degree of confidence that we get it. We understand their capabilities, our capabilities, where there are gaps, where we can complement each other. I picked out 5 allies with whom I have a special kind of relationship in terms of our not only interoperability, but at some level interdependence. And that would be Canada and Mexico, because those are our near neighbors, and the United Kingdom, Israel, Australia, and Japan. Was that 5 or 6? I forget. But anyway, whatever the number is, that's the number. And those have been incredible sessions, actually, to kind of share a common strategic vision and then kind of try to help figure out what it would take to achieve it. Where we kind of, all of us kind of stagger a bit is in trying to understand the inherent instability and weakness of the Middle East. Because the military instrument it makes sense when you talk about it in terms of state-on-state actors, right? We have a long body of knowledge that says, if I do this, the adversary is likely to do that. And if they do this, I can do this. And so you've got, we have a common frame of reference in dealing with state-on-state. We know what deterrence means. We know what assurance means. And we know what preparedness means. And we know what, contingency planning means, and phases of operations, and setting theaters. When you're talking about the abject fragility of the Middle East, application of the military instrument of power becomes far more complex. It's as I described it in other settings. I may have even used it earlier here. It's the difference between complicated and complex. If something's complicated, you can unpack it, take the pieces, fix the pieces, put it back together, and it's better. If something's complex and you unpack it, as soon as you touch it, you change it. And as soon as you change it, you got to go back and try to figure it out again. And that's what the Middle East is like. And using the military instrument of power in a complex environment against inherent weakness, not strength on strength. It's not me measuring my military capability against China or me measuring my military capability against Russia. It's me with my incredible military instrument of power trying to figure out how to apply something that strong to something that weak, and not change it in ways that would be counter to the outcome we're trying to produce. So on that issue, the Middle East and these groups that stretch from the Fatah all the way over to Nigeria, You know, we are actually all struggling to determine what our role should be and how we enable regional actors with the capabilities we have. But yeah, we've got a very close collaboration. And if you're asking me, would I like our most capable partners to spend a few more dollars on defense? Yes.